The second homework problem that we had to do for this week's class deals with cost classification, and there were various costs given to us that might exist in a whole bunch of different organizations. With these costs, we had to classify them as variable or fixed, and then either as a manufacturing cost, direct or indirect, or selling or administrative. The first one, number one, depreciation of an executive jet. Depreciation expense is a fixed cost. It does not change based on miles flown of that jet. Depreciation is going to happen at the pace that is a fixed cost. It would be administrative, classified as administrative, being that the executive is using the jet and costs related to the executives of the company are administrative. Cost of shipping finished goods to customers, number two, would be a variable cost. Variable because of the fact that the more goods you ship, the higher the total cost of shipping will be. So that is a variable cost. It is also a selling cost. Selling because it's a cost of getting the good to the customer. Number three, wood used in manufacturing furniture, is a direct material, or a manufacturing cost that is direct, and it's variable. The more furniture you manufacture, the higher the total cost of wood that you'll need to purchase for your business. Number four, sales manager salary. Sales manager salary is a fixed cost. Typically anything labeled as a salary is fixed. No level of activity is going to change the amount of that manager salary, so it's a fixed cost. And since it deals with the sales function, it would be considered a selling cost. Number five, electricity used in manufacturing furniture. Electricity used in the manufacturing process obviously is a manufacturing cost. It would be indirect. Indirect because it's not direct materials, it's not direct labor. It would be variable. Variable because the more furniture you manufacture, the higher the total electricity cost will be. Secretary to the company president. Secretary to the company president is clearly an administrative cost, and it would be fixed. Once again, secretary would most likely receive a salary. It would have been nice if they would have pointed that out, but secretary's salary would be a fixed cost. No level of activity is going to change that. Number seven, aerosol attachment placed on a spray can produced by the company. Would be a direct manufacturing cost. Any part of the cost of that can would be a direct material, therefore a direct manufacturing cost. The more cans you manufacture, the higher the total cost, therefore it would be a variable cost. Number eight, billing cost. This is a different type of one that could either be classified as selling or administrative. Billing is typically an accounting function. You might consider it administrative. Solution manual here has it labeled as selling. Reason being is that with the asterisk they say it obviously could be an administrative cost. The billing cost would be variable. This is arguable, depending if you have one clerk that's paid a salary to work the whole year and that's all they did was billing. If you were paid on an hourly basis, the more billing you had, the higher the total billing cost. That's where it would be considered variable in nature. So once again, you need a little more detail to really clearly get this one nailed down. Number nine, packing supplies for shipping products overseas would be variable. The more products you ship, the more packing supplies you need to buy, therefore variable. It would be a selling cost. It's out of the manufacturing plant, it's on its way to the customer. A shipping cost is typically considered a selling cost. Number 10, sand used in manufacturing concrete. This is a direct material. Direct manufacturing cost would be variable. The more concrete you're going to manufacture, the higher the total sand cost. Supervisor's salary in a factory would be fixed. The salary, fixed, would be an indirect manufacturing cost. Supervisor doesn't touch the actual product being made, therefore not a direct labor cost, and instead is an indirect labor cost or manufacturing overhead. Number 12, executive life insurance would be an administrative cost. Once again, dealing with the executive, would be fixed. Fixed from the standpoint that the annual premium will be a set amount each year. No level of activity is going to change that life insurance premium. Number 13, sales commissions would be a variable cost. The more products sold, the more sales commissions that need to be paid to salespeople. This would be a selling cost. Number 14, fringe benefits for assembly line workers. This would be considered, this could go a couple different ways. Fringe benefits for assembly line workers, we might think of that being fixed from the standpoint of certain costs, like say a company vehicle that is used. Maybe assembly line workers don't get company vehicles. Maybe we're looking at disability insurance, life insurance, hospitalization, those being fringe benefits, vacation time. They may be considered variable from the standpoint that the more work that is performed or produced by the company, the more assembly line workers they need, therefore the higher the fringe benefit cost. It would therefore be also a direct cost. I could see it being indirect in some ways, but typically in a factory, any type of benefits paid to assembly line workers is considered a labor cost. Number 15, advertising, fixed. All right, advertising being fixed unless told otherwise. Could be variable if it was, I don't know, a web-based social media type of advertising where the advertising costs change based on the number of hits that went to that particular site. In this case, just with advertising costs, you call it fixed, and it will be considered a selling cost. And finally, number 16, property taxes on a finished goods warehouse. Finished goods warehouse is a selling type of cost. Fixed from the standpoint no level of activity is going to change the amount of property taxes paid in a given year. This concludes our discussion of problem 2-22 on page 63. Thank you.